exciting.
Congratulations! You have found Wrestle Shoot, hosted by the Wild Thing Rob Wilds and the ladies' man Chris Casanova. Combined, we have 40 years of wrestling experience, and we're here to share those experiences, stories, and knowledge with you over the podcast airwaves. We'll be joined by friends of ours from time to time to share their stories and experiences with you as well. So climb aboard the crazy train we call Wrestle Shoot. We know how to do it, and we do it real well. I'm just fucking with you.
I thought you were really frozen for a second.
I know. I was like, be still, don't breathe, be still. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another action-packed and exciting episode of Wrestle Shoot. We have very recently and very often since then been called the Opie and Anthony of professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. I am your host, the Wild Thing, Rob Wilds, joined, of course, by the ever-lovely and talented, extremely popular, rockin' the fedora, my hedgerow life mate, Chris Casanova. Oh, God, man. Maybe I missed my call, brother. Maybe I should have been an announcer.
Could be an announcer, like game show host, like, come on down,
Oh, see, I was thinking I could do something like, now coming to the ring from parts that nobody cares about. Weighing in at maybe too much, maybe not enough. Who could say? The guy that everybody came to watch lose, the Executioner.
What up?
Why did I knew you were gonna do something like that?
It just came to me. Fuck off.
I'm not saying ain't that. Just you're gonna do that.
So I figured we've probably beaten the Ric Flair thing to a pulp by now. I mean, right?
Wow.
Do we think we should let that? Do we think we should?
Kind of look like Ric Flair.
What do you mean? Kind of looks like Ric Flair? That is Ric Flair.
That is him. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that was him chilling at the beach, man. They said, "Rick, let me get a photo," and he went, "Woo!"
He was in Clearwater, right?
That's what he's going to look like at his last match.
That's what he looks like now. Try to follow the conversation, pal.
I know it's now, but what I'm saying, he's going to really look like that on his last match.
Well, guys, before our wonderful, awesome guest shows up, let's bring back one of America's favorite segments on Wrestle Shoot, Epic Wrestling Fails, hosted by Chris Casanova.
Ooh, all right. I got a good one here. It's been a while since we've done the segment, but
I know we haven't done this in a while.
It's been, a couple months at least? 2-3 months?
Yeah. Well, with me moving to Florida, just everything getting weird. We were off for like a month, so. But we're back, and we're bringing back the classics. So who we doing this week, Chris? Who, what, where? What's the story?
I got a good one for us. So,
all right.
Richard Wilson, a.k.a. the Renegade from WCW.
The Renegade, the Ultimate Warrior clone. The one that they tried to make the Warrior over at WCW.
And endorsed by Hulk Hogan, saying that he's going to bring Hulkamania to the 21st century.
He did. The Hulkster absolutely adored, for some reason, the Renegade. I mean, look at how the big names that he was in with. Well, let's talk about it. Go ahead, babe. Talk on it for a little bit.
Well, his first couple months in the business, he was getting billed with all the top people and got the television title for a while, for a couple months, from Arn Anderson.
Oh, I remember that happening, but I don't remember ever actually seeing the match. So that's on my must-watch list tonight. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he was paired up with Jimmy Hart right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. And he just had this whole hype, and I feel really bad for him because I think Warrior was supposed to be the one that was going to come in the beginning, and he pulled out, flaked out, whatever usually what he does. And so this guy was thrown in the mix and was pushed as the next Warrior almost. And so he as a young wrestler, man, that's some huge stress there, huge, footsteps to follow, and he just couldn't do it. And then WCW just turned on them. I mean, he was only big for a few months, 2-3 months, and then boom, jobber status. And
But in those 2-3 months, like you said, he was billed with the biggest stars that they had.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's amazing.
Brett, and as soon as he lost the TV title to DDP, that was it. His career was done. And Jimmy Hart turned on him too. I this angle where he turned on him and threw water in his face, and the makeup wore off, and he said, "All yours, Richard Wilson. You ain't the renegade." Like, just saying that. Yeah, I know it's a gimmick. I know it's a work, but fuck, saying that out loud, man, that much just knocked his confidence level way down. Like, fuck, I'm nobody.
I mean, just look at him. Even here, let's just show you this. Look at just even the body posture. Look at the head tilt, everything he did. And I know he was told to do it like Warrior. Yeah. But you know what we like to always say is you take the idea from the promoter. If you don't like it, it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Go out there and just change it up and see how it takes. And we would do that from time to time. That's what he should have done.
He should have, because he has that narrow window to make himself get over, and he lost it. X, what do you think about this?
Well, I think the Renegade, I mean, he was a good wrestler. He was good talent. You know, the way how he came out just like the Warrior, running around like a wild savage, just running around. I think he could have pulled a good Warrior. If Jim couldn't do it, I think he could have done it.
Oh, Jim could have done it, but we all know
I'm just saying. But
we all know that Jimmy crack corn and he won't share. Jimmy would take money and then just say, "Screw you, sorry about your luck."
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard stories about that. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
And I've heard that train of thought too, that it was supposed to be Warrior originally, and he played the game, and they grabbed somebody they were developing and threw him into the gimmick because he looked like him. But I've also heard the train of thought of this was just a Vince Russo. Let's see if we could screw in to Vince and upset the WWF. But like, you know, Vince is like, "Oh, you got Warrior? Good for you." Wait a minute, that's not even Warrior? God, you're stupid. There's a reason that I fired you.
And the poor bastard, man, he was just an unfortunate victim of a work gimmick of Vince Russo's shenanigans. I mean, this poor dude, I mean, he was in and out of the business, I think, WCW for a couple years. And then once they let him go, he went to a job being a bouncer. And also was training to become they call it the farrier, whatever you want to call it. But somewhere when they put horseshoes on horses, that's what he was doing. He went from this. Yes. You're
making that up.
No, it says it. I looked it up, man.
Wow.
He was basically in training to do that job, and he's.
How do you come to terms with being in the semi-main event on pay-per-views to putting fucking shoes on horses? Damn. And just to put it out there, old Carnage Perez isn't here because he had to cover his shift at work. Somebody just asked me that. Please continue. God, how do you come to terms with that? That's the question that I would pose.
It's terrible, man. And he was so depressed. I mean, I guess the age of 33, he took his own life during a fight with his girlfriend, took a pistol and shot himself in front of her because he could not take it anymore.
Oh my God! Wait.
Gosh.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh fuck it! Hi, creepy Yimmy.
Creepy Jim.
All right, creepy Yimmy, just sit there and be good for a little bit.
What's going on?
Why is it always like a creepy background?
You should restart whatever's going on your phone, then come back.
Okay.
Come back as gay Batman.
Hey. I want everybody to calm down with that. We don't want to try to bring the wrath of Gay Joker back down on us. All right. I remember what happened. I don't want to do it again. That crazy, creepy son of a bitch, creepy Yimmy, little Yimmy, is like a picture of normality compared to what we saw from Gay Joker. So, yeah.
Let's not go back to that again. I don't want to go back to that at all. We know what happened in Florida, okay? Let's just leave it. Let's just leave what happened in Florida in Florida.
That's
It's like Vegas. It's just wait a minute. I'm in Florida though.
In Florida.
No.
Unless it's herpes.
That shit goes home with you.
Yeah.
All right. So the conclusion to the Renegade is that he was given a tremendous shot, and when the fans didn't take to it, he got tremendously fired. Went to learn how to put horseshoes on fucking horses, and couldn't take it. Killed himself.
Yep. Pretty much in a 2-3 year span.
I'd say that would conclude a pretty goddamn good epic wrestling fail. Anybody have any further comments on that before we bring our guest up? She's hiding in the background. I'm a little bit scared, so I want to just kind of get into it and get it over with before I get hurt.
Hey, Jimmy, don't
Go
ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
I'd say the fact that creepy little Yimmy is here and won't seem to restart his phone so we can get a picture of him is disturbing enough.
Where are you, by the way? You're always in some creepy area, man. That's
The
what
shower
concerns
or
me.
on the toilet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Don't.
Hey, creepy Jim, when the guests come on, try to hold your composure, okay?
Well, I think he's actually...
God.
You got us
Look at
three
Rob.
medical patients. And then who we're bringing in makes us...
Carry on.
Thanks, little Yimmy. I appreciate it. Here she is, say Transic. What's up, girl? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
That was awesome.
Ugh.
What is up,
God,
weirdos?
hey, well, she got that one right.
There we go.
So here we are, boys and girls, children of all ages. And if there are any children watching this podcast, your parents are bad parents. There is no reason you should be watching this.
I have two questions.
Somebody,
Real quick, I have two questions. I
Oh.
want to know what type of shoes was he putting on the horse? Were they high heels? Were they sneakers? I got questions.
I would imagine they were probably a comfortable pump, being a horse.
Because I mean, Al Bundy hated his job, so I can imagine if you were putting shoes on horses, it's probably like Al Bundy's, like customers. I would shoot myself too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
welcome
love
to
the
the Upside
pump, like
Down.
Rob said.
Damn it, Peg! When I get home, I expect some kind of a dead animal on a plate. And Peg, the animal better be hot. That was for Just a Dead.
See, that
What's
was
your
when
second question?
because that was back before cancel culture when people weren't offended by everything.
Fuck people. Now, what was your second
That's
question?
true.
I agree that. Fuck people.
Right there. See that? See that?
All right. What's the second question?
I forgot. Oh yeah, can I manage Gay Joker? I want to know if that would be a perfect match. I could manage Gay Joker.
That
Ooh.
may be a perfect match because that motherfucker's a crazy motherfucker. I wish we had some of his footage loaded up on here of those creepy little videos that he used to upload up on the Off the Hook page.
You should play
Jimmy,
something.
are you frozen or just being stupid? There you go.
You should play something.
If you didn't hear what I just said, if you weren't listening, it's not on here. I don't have it loaded up.
Check under my account.
You go to your account. Go ahead, creepy Jimmy. Help us out. Be a producer
Yeah,
for a
play
little
it,
bit.
Jimmy. Should find it.
All right, let me check.
Jimmy, where are you
All
at, by
right.
the way?
Let me check.
Read your text. Read your text, Jimmy.
Jimmy, where are you at, by the way?
Why is he
I'm in
upside
a-
down?
I'm in a torture
down.
chamber.
A torture chamber?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where I
Perfect.
keep my dead bodies and victims.
See, everybody should have a place they keep their dead bodies and victims. Now that I can get behind. Everybody should have one of those rooms somewhere in their house. Mine, I won't
Jeez,
tell you
man,
what.
where is Gay Joker when we need him? We could put these two together, and then he would be grateful and not abduct us ever. I mean, he might take Creepy Jimmy just because. I mean, he told me, but he was very frank, very honest. He was kind of like, well, let me tell you, Rob, I really enjoy Jimmy's parts.
Wow.
That's
Okay,
Nothing.
moving on.
special.
All right, you guys suck. All right, just to let everybody view and know what's going on here, we have, as far as I know, as far as my research shows, the only transgendered manager in the professional wrestling business.
As far as I know, yes.
Now,
I Googled it. I mean, there's wrestlers. I've seen, you got Dark Sheik, you've got Nyla Rose, you've got all these people, you've got a lot of trans people. There's up to like 10, 12 actual admitted trans people. And we're not talking about the they, their, them, whatever the fuck that is. We're just talking about actual people that are admittedly transgender, but there's no manager out there. So I was like about a year ago, I've been into wrestling since I was a little kid, going out to the Bayfront Center out in St. Pete and almost
wait,
getting beat up.
how long were you a fan?
Oh, good.
Ever since when?
Probably, well, I was a fan since I was like 7 or 8 because I grew up on Championship Wrestling from Florida, watching Kevin Sullivan and Luna. Obviously rubbed off on me a little bit. And now I'm actually proud to say that I do work with CWF as their DJ right now. And they've brought back the CWF with, you've got Kevin Sullivan working over there. You've got Gangrel that's going to be on the next bill on the 30th of July down in Sarasota. It's down in Sarasota, Palmetto area. And they're bringing back all the old CWF wrestling, like the Championship Wrestling from Florida. So the fact that I'm even part of that, just even as the DJ, I do a lot of backstage stuff, like DJing and stuff like that, because I've been a DJ since I was like 18. So I have all this equipment and all this stuff. So why not, use it in the business? So, but I have trained to be a manager with FTW. I started with Brian Idol and Natalia Markova. Funny story, if you haven't seen it this week, Brian Idol chased down a guy in a store for stealing Natalia's purse on an airplane. They tracked him down to a Walmart. Brian Idol chased the guy down and tackled him in the Walmart.
Damn.
So that's my coach. I mean, so but that's the FTW Academy over in Largo. And he's working with NWA, so that's it was a good start. And then Bill Alfonso took me under his wing, and I, gotten a lot of stuff from him. But then there's guys like Nasty Ronnie that have, given me a piece of advice along the way. I've had a piece of advice from everyone from Jimmy Hart to Midian, the Hall of Famer, Dennis Knight. So, I mean, I've definitely had a lot of people along the way kind of just been like, wow, this character's weird. It's different, and at this point, I'm just in the point where I'm getting ready to debut. It's just they're finding a promotion. So all you promoters out there that are listening are just finding somebody to match me with, as a manager that kind of fits what my gimmick is, more or less. You know what I mean? So whatever fits the storyline.
So if I was to dress up Executioner in a really cute little ballerina costume, the big fluffy tutu, would that fit your? Hey, you shut the hell up, Tal. The boss is talking.
Hey, that's a challenge right there.
Okay,
I can pretty much,
Challenge
it doesn't
between
matter
you,
what
buddy.
you dress somebody as, I can manage them. But that's the other part of being the only transgender manager is a lot of promotions really don't know where to put me. You know what I mean? Because I can fall under the manager category, but I also fall under like a valet. You know what I mean? So I can do the valet thing, but it's like, because being female, you know, it's like, but then being, you know, obviously as big as some of the wrestlers, you know, it's kind of a weird, where do you place me? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at
Sure,
this
sure.
point. I'm kind of like, find somebody they can put me with that's, you know, a big monster. That'd be great.
Okay, one second. X, come here. Lean in here.
Come on, X, lean in there.
Hold on a second.
Listen.
I got Gay Joker on the line.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
Oh Jesus.
Another
How did
day,
you-
another
All right, let's do
pair
it.
blown away with the wind. I want to start off by saying I listened to that cute little podcast that you guys call The Sanitarium. It made me laugh like a little girl. Listening to Gay Batman's recount of what happened. I didn't run you over with my car, Batsy. I just gave you a little love tap. But that's nothing compared to what I'm gonna do to your friend, Jimmy Castle. I believe, Mr. Castle, it's time for me to leave the Arkham bathhouse. So I put on my best party dress. And I'm leaving the bathhouse. And the first place I'm gonna go is you, Jimmy Castle. And if you think my little trick was shutting down Facebook was something, you ain't seen nothing yet, Jack. I'm gonna come see Batman's new favorite toy. And I'm gonna make him my new favorite toy. Yeah, toy. I like toys. I like new toys. I like to see which ways they bend. I like to see how long until they break. Oh, Jimmy Castle, how long until you break? I guess we're gonna find out.
Okay, then.
Whew. So disturbing.
Jimmy, how you gonna show that? Not even react a little bit.
That's something.
Yeah, that guy was a bane our existence. He pretty much kidnapped almost everybody in the network, and this, you know, Gay Batman did, of course, show up and get us out of these
Gay
sticky
Batman.
situations. Yeah, that's right.
So-
Gay Batman and Gay Joker.
Gay Batman and Gay Joker. Okay. Is that
Yeah,
anything like
they-
Mexican
they-
Joker? I mean,
Yeah, except they enjoy the company of other men.
who doesn't?
Yeah, Chris certainly does. But actually, Miss Nightmare, let me ask you a very serious question I like to ask
Okay.
to a lot of our guests.
Okay.
Why do you think that Paul Roma is a bitch and won't face me like a man? You hear me, Paul Roma? I told you week after week, dude, we're going to talk about you, you beady-eyed, greasy piece of garbage.
I think he's just a washed-up has-been that's, you know, he's got little man syndrome, little pee-pee, all them steroids, you know. What are you going to do? You know.
Good answer. Good answer. I concur.
That's the best answer we've had so far.
That's right. And like I always like to say, Roma, you, me, everybody in this group right here, we all know you're nothing but the forgotten horseman. Forgotten. The only reason people remember you're a horseman is because I bring it up. Fucking
I didn't remember he was a horseman. I remember him as a mid-card jobber in WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't got Hercules to come get his back. See, that's why he's not responding. What's he going to call Jim Powers? Please. And he was only a horseman for like 18 and a half seconds.
Literally.
I didn't even know he was a horseman.
Where'd Creepy Jimmy go? That's what creeps me out the most about this little bastard. He just comes and goes, pops in and pops out. The hell's wrong with that guy?
Oh, he's got to make a house call.
Maybe he's got Gay Joker over. Maybe that's why he was so quick to show the video.
Yeah, him and Gay Joker have a nice little night with each other. Who knows?
They're going to come over to
Jimmy's
your house.
secretly gay Batman. I'm telling you, Jimmy's secretly gay Batman. Have you ever seen him in the same place at the same time?
Kayfabe. I said
Hey,
babe, God damn it.
All right.
You bring up a good point. I never have seen Gay Batman and Creepy Jimmy Castle in the same place at the same. Jimmy might want to come refute that, but we'll see.
It's a good.
But then that brings up the question of who's Gay Joker.
If I had to guess, I'd say Paul Roma.
I knew it. So I brought this down. I
Good
pissed
answer.
off Roma.
You sure did, Rob.
See, I have all the answers. People don't expect it, but I have all the answers. I know all. I have all the answers.
God, I sure would like this week's winning lotto numbers in Florida.
Those would be
Email them to me. Don't say them on the air.
Those would be 6, 9, 8. You caught all that, right? I wasn't cutting out.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so
go ahead.
Tell us about your average locker room experience. Any of the boys out here act weird around you?
I've had a couple that are okay, you're gonna laugh at this one. I had a promoter tell me that he wouldn't put me on the bill because of, in a beat around kind of way, he finally got around to it and said because of what he called my lifestyle choices. So being trans is a lifestyle choice, according to this backwoods hillbilly promoter that runs his promotion on a dirt road somewhere in Pasco County with the meth heads. I mean, not going to say any names, but
I'm sorry, but we just can't book you because of your lifestyle choices. Now, keep in mind that if you bring some meth, then we might be able to book you despite your lifestyle choices, as long as you bring some meth first.
But yeah, so someone told me that, but I've gotten a few that are weird because of the trans thing or whatever, but most people, they realize once they hang out with me for 8 minutes that I'm actually cool as fuck, and I'm, probably the most, this is all, off the record, don't, tell people I'm a good person or anything. But, I'm known for helping people out now and again and, whatever outside of. But as far as once I'm in character, it's essentially every bit of angry, hateful person, that everything that every hate filled bit of everything that I get pushed towards me a lot of times. I just basically reverse it and put it back on, what I'm saying, the audience, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because the trans thing for me, I don't get it as much because I'm a little intimidating to people. People figure even in grocery stores that I'm going to punch them in the face. I have that, I come across a little bit intimidating to some people. I mean, I have, a big goat tattooed on my neck. I mean, the Christian people love me. I mean, they're just all about it. But I just find that I don't get a lot of shit from people, and the people that do give me shit usually don't say it directly to my face. So I don't get a lot of disrespect really, because I just live my truth, and if people ain't cool with it, they can kick rocks and keep walking.
Keep walking down the road, cocksucker.
The way I figured, it's 2022. It's there's all the they, they're, them, all that bullshit. But it is 2022. You know what I mean? It's kind of time for, there to be more recognition for things like transgender people in wrestling. If I'm the only manager in this shit, that should tell you something about the business needs to kind of progress with the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of because there is a lot of gatekeeper old school guys that, you know, they will tend to be like, oh, you have to do it this way or that way. Well, there is no one way for me because there's never been anyone like me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's depends where you go to certain parts of the country. There's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, especially in your more like I want to say more backwards type places.
Well,
That
I'm in
that's
Florida,
not
so that
accepted,
should
so-
tell you right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, see, I know the three of us, me, Chris, X, we've wrestled all over the country. We've wrestled
Mhm.
plenty of like all the way out of the closet gay guys. There was never an issue. There was never any weirdness. So when we would run into that kind of shit, like in the hard, dirty southern states, it was like offensive. We'd be like taking the back of our brother everybody's picking on.
It was like the first one for me. I wrestled Andrea the Giant, and if you
remember that.
If you know who she is or he is, then you know. But hey, he's a cool person though. Behind closed doors, good-hearted person, but
Yeah.
good entertainer. So
I think,
Yeah,
it is.
I think it was me and Chris wrestled a couple of gay guys who were a couple, and they wrestled in dresses, and it was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome in dresses.
They were
Oh
great
yeah,
to work
well,
with.
Thrasher and Mosh did it in kilts. I mean, you know, they wore dresses and sundresses and all type of stuff in that during that, and that was
That's
that
right.
whole early Marilyn Manson era when Manson was first coming out. Everybody was wearing dresses and kilts, and I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie, because at that time it gave me permission to be able to wear a dress and people not be like, "Oh, you're fucking weird." You know what I mean? So it was like that was like the early stages of me figuring. I mean, I always knew when I was little, you know, it was always like a thing. And then it was just 10 years ago, I said, you know what? I can't live this way. I'm going to fucking kill myself, or I fix my shit. And then I fixed my shit. And then everything came full circle back to wrestling. Because my whole life, it's always been like, I've always loved wrestling, and I'm autistic. So if you know anything about autistic people, you have about 10 things that you're really into. You know what I mean? Mine's heavy metal, horror movies, wrestling. You know what I mean? Like DJing.
Fuck yeah, down with the devil and shit.
Exactly. Weed. You know, those are like my interests, essentially, you know. But yeah, so everything kind of in a weird way comes full circle. And with the satanic character, with the whole gimmick, I also do like conventions and horror stuff. So I go hang out with like last week, like maybe a month ago, I went to a convention and got to meet Corey Taylor. So, I mean, he's my hero. And it was just, yeah, I'm hanging out with Corey Taylor, you know? So,
Nice.
you know, that's the kind of shit as satanic that I can go out there and people are like, wow, you know, and I put on all the gear and like I've got, this is my ring jacket. I'll show the crowd, the audience.
Wow, that's impressive.
And it's all hand custom painted. And the logo on the back is my own custom logo that I designed. It's the trans logo with the pentagram, i.e. the whole satanic thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the side gigs, is doing stuff like that. And, you know.
Rob, I got a quick thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got a message from Leatherface. And
Okay.
he said, what in the crystal meth is going on in here? What the fuck is going on?
All right, Face. You could come in and ask that yourself. So, okay, Miss, can I call you Miss Tranick? Is that what I should have addressed you?
Ms. Tranick.
Have you in your circles ever heard the possibility that perhaps Cody Rhodes is a female to male? Have you ever heard anything that might be possible?
No, but actually his niece, which is Dustin Rhodes' kid, is trans.
Well, the reason I ask is because recently us, the boys, have realized that Cody Rhodes is packing a pretty wicked camel toe.
That's just because he has a
I'm
small
just-
peep.
I don't know. That looks like an innie, not an outie. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Cody Rhodes just has a small peepee.
Cody Rhodes has a goddamn camel toe and his wife's got a package. I'm not being a dick. I'm just like, there's the evidence.
Actually, you look close at that. He's kind of not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
did his dick maybe fall off and jump into her gimmick? Maybe I don't know.
That's weird. Because it's not technically like you don't just cut it off and hand it to somebody, so you can't like cut it
Right.
off. People have asked me that
I think you
actually.
should try that, X. See if you could just cut it off and hand it to somebody.
I mean, I told people that, obviously with the surgery, when I do get the surgery down the road, there's the whole prospect of, you have the actual, testicles come out and they're just going to throw those away. I'm going to get those put into little clacker balls like we had when we were kids.
Oh.
I'm just going to go around and whack motherfuckers with my clacker balls and have testicles in them.
On the stick, dick, 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 dick.
Exactly. That'd be great. Whack a fucker right in the head with it. Just whack them right in the head with the
Chris, do you think there's a market for that? Like, I mean, since everybody's throwing them away anyway, maybe we could go make deals, package them,
Yeah.
call them Wrestle
Exactly.
Shit, Click Clack Nut Tap.
Rob, I'm handing
Yes.
you a cigarette.
Click clack nut sacks.
Oh,
Click clack
thanks,
nut
buddy.
sacks.
I appreciate
Click clack
that.
nut sacks.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a market for that. Hey, why not? It's new.
Hey, that was a fun little gimmick there, X. Good thinking. Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
You guys text each other about
Should we
that?
try
I'm
to
gonna hand
get-
you a cigarette.
So ask more
No,
questions.
he just went.
What else would you
I
like to
hate
know
you.
about?
I would like to proclaim publicly I hate my tag team partner.
You
Right in
hate
his fucking
tag
face.
team.
You and I would have booked.
His
You and I
fucking face.
would have booked. All right, St. Tank, right? We would have booked her.
You fucking ain't right. We would have. We would have
Yes,
made
we
money too. We'd have been cranking out merch.
See, here's what people don't realize about it being 2022 and the whole cancel culture and everybody's a fucking weird snowflake weirdo. Is that people that aren't booking a trans person are missing the fucking boat because
I agree.
with the fan base that I have and even just being, controversial, but being trans and outspoken, I mean, I have literally there's a kid that I kind of look out for that's been going the Legends lunches and, been in the wrestling scene and they're transitioning now from female to male. And I'm actually one of those people that I made a difference in their life just by the character that I am and by being out there in the public. You know what I mean? Because there's not enough people like me just being out there, and
People would
you
see
know,
that.
just
would
being
definitely see
able
that.
and I'm a little overboard compared to there are some trans people that they just, they're trying to look like Kim Kardashian or whatever. And I was like, no, fuck that. I want to look like Luna.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm if I'm going to, cause you got, these trans girls that are coming out and, they're like, oh, I want to look all like you've got Gabby Tufts. Remember, who Gabby Tufts is? The Tyler Rex used to be Tyler Rex. Now they're Gabby Tufts. They just transitioned not too long ago. Go on Instagram. They put up videos all the time, but they were Tyler Rex in WWE for a little bit. I think NXT. And then they transitioned over to female, and now they're living full time as female, and they're overboard with the plastic surgery and the whole thing. You know what I mean? And it's for me, it's just been a progression, 10 years of just growth and becoming, myself as a full person. And then now that I'm secure and I'm cool with who I am, you know what I mean? I'll walk out in front of, 100,000 people and be who I am, you know what I mean? Because that, to me, is the part of what wrestling is. Because when people latch on to whatever your character is, you know what I mean? It's they latch on to something about you. They latch on to whatever your deal is. I mean, there's guys like Danhausen. I don't know what, you know, he sells so many shirts and all kinds of stuff, and look at the guy's gimmick, you know what I mean? But and when I started the Satanic thing, I looked at his gimmick and I was like, and I watched a video that he did, like a shoot video, and he was very like, be who you are as your character, because that's the most authentic thing. And then literally I took that to heart, and I really, what Satanic is essentially me cranked up to times 100, and then just angry and pissed off, and like essentially I never get anyone's name right. I totally just don't care. I disrespect people. I'm extremely like just very kind of like ratchet and rude to people, and as a character, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, then people meet me and see, yeah, I'm just fairly normal, you know what I mean? And it becomes less and less of a thing about the trans thing, and it becomes more about people latch onto that character, and they latch onto something, and then that kind of, you know, it's like, as performers, we have that responsibility to kind of, you know, like, okay, this person latched onto me because I'm trans, or someone's going to latch onto one of y'all because you're, you know, like the guy that they want to be like, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or you got a dude over here, they want to be like this dude down in the corner, you know, with the the gangsta style going on, you know. But you got that gangsta stuff going on the back wall. I like that.
Chris Krastanova's a gangster.
I need to have someone do my curtain behind me. But yeah, it's that whole. You
should do it with these beautiful motel curtains. You'll never go wrong. Ugh.
Looks like something from
Sorry, I hate those curtains. I hate these goddamn curtains.
This is a giant window behind me, but if you're looking out, all you're going to see is the street. So I just keep it closed. Plus, it's usually very dark in here, and it's what I call the upside down. It's actually my music studio. I do music production. I DJ. I play like 8 different instruments. I do art. I make props. So just
because we brought her up so much while you're talking, I'm gonna put this up because I want to match your voice to the face. Okay, so keep going. But here we go.
There you go.
Come on. Oh, sweet baby Luna. God, I would fuck her through a brick wall. Oh.
See, you get it.
Oh, Luna and Sherry. I've always loved them.
You see the comparison. And actually, it was really cool because I've actually talked to Gangrel, I've talked to Kevin Sullivan, and I've talked to Nasty Ronnie, who were all integral and part of Luna's starting out. And they've all been like, you know, they were really, you know, supportive of what I'm doing with, you know, being influenced by Luna or whatever. And the fact that, you know, I kind of like took and I just made Satanic kind of my own thing. It's not specifically like Luna, but I get the comparisons because, you know, shaved head, you know, all that good stuff. So, and the whole punk rock kind of, you know, look or whatever. But if you look at her look, she was doing Wendy Williams back then. So it was, you know, she was trying to look like Wendy Williams. I'm just trying to look like Satanic. So it's kind of my styles evolved basically from all the different influences. Like I might wear, like today I'm wearing cutoff shorts and stuff. And like tomorrow I might be wearing a Mick Foley shirt, you know what I mean? Or a horror blood covered t-shirt, you know?
Right.
So my style is definitely one of those things that evolved along with my transition. Because when I first started transition, I was horribly wearing like the worst makeup and like blue eyeshadow that you see 14-year-olds wear, shit like that. It was hideous. It was awful. So what?
You know, if it wasn't for this one wrestler back in the 80s, used to be on ESPN, Adrian Steele. And if it wasn't for him, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't come out like that. You know,
Adrian Street,
like Adrian Adonis, that was a broke, you know, still gimmick from him. You know,
well,
so
you have Chris Canyon, that, you know, with the gay thing. I mean,
how dare you, sir?
What?
How dare you? Talking about anybody's a ripoff anything, you motherfucker, you. How dare you? Exotic Adrian Street was one of the finest technical wrestlers ever.
Yeah, he was, but I'm just saying, with the gimmick, with the
How-
character that he
how
portrayed, that he
Dare
liked.
you? What are you gonna make fun of Gorgeous George next? You arrogant motherfucker!
Oh, fuck
I-
that. Fuck.
I
Gorgeous
had to
George
reach
was
across.
he was original, but I'm just saying, in our era, in the 80s and the 70s, you know, come on, man. He paid
Yeah,
the
you
way
didn't have. Yeah, you didn't have like a lot of like. I mean, we had Pat Patterson, but no one knew Pat Patterson was gay.
he was closed.
Unless,
been a
unless
closed
you were
closet
in the
for
locker
years.
room.
Yeah, no one knew Pat Patterson was gay for a lot of years. You had guys like Canyon that killed themselves because they couldn't be this. And now I have like, there's a kid that is a good friend of mine that's training over at Jay Lethal School that he's gay and openly gay in wrestling and, you know, not ashamed of it. And I always tell him, just be you. Because like with me, essentially like with me being the character, just who I am cranked up to 10, I just tell people, just be who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Just that's my advice for people. You know, it's like you look at, you know, like anybody that comes up to me and is just like, oh, well, da 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 da. And I'm just like, be who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Because you look at Marilyn Manson, no one even knows what the fuck that guy is. And he's a fucking weird fucking freak of nature motherfucker. But, you know, it's like, but he's made something out of it and, you know, whatever. But I'm not a huge fan of his, but, you know, it's a figure. It's someone that within the wrestling world, everybody could understand. Because in my, like, for me, I listen to stuff like Ice Nine Kills, Wednesday 13, Slipknot, you know, stuff like that. The horror stuff, you know, a lot of blood and gore type music. You know, there's a lot of fun stuff like that out there in the internet. And so
Yeah.
I definitely think that it's time, though, with wrestling that, you know, they're doing things like cinematic matches with The Undertaker. Like, I would love to
I
do
hate those.
Yeah.
I some of that stuff though, it's kind of funny because for how many years did they ever do stuff like Piper's Pit, or they did all these little segments and they were these little talk shows? Essentially, that's what the cinematic shit's doing now. They've just upped the ante because WWE has the budget of fucking $8 million a fucking week or whatever.
$8 million per vignette.
Yeah, or some shit. Well, considering that their entire budget is funded by one trip to Saudi Arabia for like a year, so yeah, the numbers on that are ridiculous. So definitely.
Chris, I really hope that the courage that our guest is showing inspires you just to come all the way out of the closet already.
Yes, you can come out of the closet. It'll be okay.
I'm here. I
People
still,
want-
yeah, you're still.
People
not
may
my
judge
thing.
you. People may judge you, but you know what?
Love it.
Damn it. I don't have the fucking graphic anymore. The no covers, no condoms.
I thought we buried that gimmick. I thought we had to get another one.
We did bury it. I was hoping maybe I still had the graphic up here so I could show it, but no. Jeez. Hey, you know, speaking of wrestlers who are obviously gay, let me just bring him up. There he is. Fuck you, Rick. That's an inside thing. He knows what it's about. Piece of shit.
I'm like, who? What?
Yeah.
I think I need to go back and watch some of the back episodes a little closer.
No, your reaction was completely justified. Who? That's right.
I was
Because
like,
you're
who?
nobody luxury. Fuck you. See, I don't like a lot of people, and I tell them, come on, X, you're killing me here.
I didn't listen. I mean, I'm a pretty close student of wrestling. I mean, I follow a lot of the indies. I follow, you know, what's going on where, here, there. You know, if something's worth following, you know what I mean, as far as wrestling goes. And being a student for over 40 years of wrestling, you know, and I've just seen things change and progress. And I just think at this point where wrestling's at, yeah, you've got AEW competing with WWE because AEW's given some people like new shit. You know what I mean? You're looking at people like Nyla Rose and stuff that are coming out, and it's like, okay, they're giving you a trans wrestler. You know, my two dream people, one may or may not happen closer than later, would be working with Ryzen, Rob Ryzen. Love the guy. Mine and his gimmick would mesh perfectly because of obviously the whole satanic thing, and he's evil and he wears black and red. So would love to work with him. If Tony Khan's listening, I would love to work with Abaddon. I would actually love to manage Abaddon. I would like to come out to the ring with Abaddon on a fucking leash, and I could come out and cut promos with Abaddon, and she could be trying to eat people. I mean, it'd be great, you know.
Hey, hold on. I got one.
That'd be fucking over.
I got one, cocksucker. If Tony Khan is watching,
Come on, Rob, you can do it.
if Tony,
Come on.
never mind, cocksucker, forget it. Fuck, I wish Tony Khan was watching. Somebody send Tony Khan this link. Say this is the best and worst podcast you've ever seen in your life. Every episode is consistently good or horrible.
I may or may not know a couple people backstage over at AEW. Let me see what I can do.
Well, Tony, give these two cocksuckers up top a job. Give all four of us a job. We'll write. We'll fucking be like color commentators. We'll be like, so coming to the ring right now is Executioner. Led to the ring by Satanic. You think that would get
As
over?
long as he's wearing a dress. Executioner has to wear a dress.
He does wear a dress.
We don't
He just
wear a
calls
dress.
Okay, then you're good.
He just
I'm
calls
a
it a
monster.
robe. He
I'm a
calls it a
monster.
robe, but
Nope.
he wears a dress.
I don't wear dresses.
He's
Hey.
like, I wear a dress.
Don't ever correct me on
Executioner
my
don't wear dresses.
Don't ever correct me on my own show, cocksucker.
Hey, motherfucker, I don't wear a dress. You do.
Is that a dress or a kilt? I mean, it could be either or, dress or
both
kilt.
ways.
But see, we've been talking about kilts, and man, like I was wearing kilts before kilts was cool, right? I was like doing it back, like wearing my hot rod T-shirt and just like my skirt, right, and no panties underneath it, just getting all the air up there. It was fucking great.
I bet you was popular in high school. Free balling and a kilt in high school.
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
I got nothing. God, Jesus Christ. Well, it looks like, this hour has jammed by relatively quickly. No thanks to X.
Yes, I told you I was quite the interesting guest when you spoke to me on Messenger. So.
Hey, X, you want to do me a favor? Uh-oh, is he frozen?
No, he's
Pass
not.
me a smoke. Pass me a smoke, bro. Oh, this is just something he just came up with on the spot. It was fun. Thanks, man.
Oh,
It's magic.
That too.
It's the magic of pro wrestling. Yeah. Come on, I can grab it all the way from California. Yeah.
my
David
bad.
Copperfield ain't got shit on Wrestle Shoot when it comes to magic. You feel me?
That's right. We do this. We do this. Hey, is that a cock sneaking on the screen?
Oh, sorry, my cock's
No.
on the screen. My bad.
Man, you gotta get control of your cock.
Well, usually I tuck my cock, but sometimes it just gets out of control. So,
Uh-oh, got the music going.
we're having dance time. All right.
Hey, hold on a second.
I thought we were having
Hold on.
dance time.
We are. Ooh.
Wait, music's off.
Oh, you think you're funny? You are the worst DJ I've ever seen. People are dancing, then you just turn the music off. What
It
kind
goes
of a
off
sick
on
son of-
itself. I don't have
What kind
nothing to
of
do
a
with
sick
that.
son
I
of
don't
a
have
bitch
control
does
with
that?
that. I don't have control with that. You just hit the button and it goes and it stops.
You know what, X? Me and Chris, we're gonna make you the DJ at our wedding, our party.
Oh,
Shit.
whoa, you said wedding, huh?
Oh, whoa.
Wedding party. I think that's news to Chris.
What's the date? Am I invited? When's the date?
No, it's a joke. We're not actually getting married. We're hetero.
I know,
We're
I'm just
hetero
fucking
life
with you.
mates.
I know.
Well, I actually am an ordained minister.
Me
So
too.
if you want to get married, you can be. I can marry you. Legally, I can marry you.
I know
Well,
one
now,
too.
That
I mean,
raises
I'm
an
act-
interesting question, Chris.
Leatherface could marry you guys too.
But since I am a minister as well, does that mean that I could go ahead and just marry us right now? Like live on the air?
I don't
You
think
can't
you can do
marry
it on
you.
your
I
own.
don't think legally you can marry yourself
Yes,
to anyone.
you can't do it.
Curses! Foiled again. All right,
Rob
girl,
Wild,
got
you could
any-
be the first. You could be the first to do it.
So we
But
got
we
what?
Break the rules. Fuck it.
So if you want to see me be able to see me, I'll be at CWF at the end of the month down in Palmetto. Just if you go to the Satranic page, I've got on Facebook. I have all the links. I'll have the links and stuff up and the stuff for that event. And we're gonna have Kevin Sullivan down there, Gangrel. And then in August, you'll be able to see me over at Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling at Campbell Park. I DJ with them, and I'm working with Dax the Axe and training over at the Tampa Bay Pro Training Center as my secondary school. So you can catch me out there. And on August 18th and 19th, I'll be at the Tampa Bay Oddities Expo over on Nebraska Avenue at the new Orpheum with the Lobster Boy. I'm his business manager. And Sin Bodie's going to be out there for that, and Wrinkles the Clown. Other
Sin
guys.
Bodie, wow.
Yeah, we're gonna have Sin Bodie out at the Oddities thing, and like I said, I'll be there with the Lobster Boy, the carnival guy that's got the weird hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my buddy. He's a good friend of mine, and I do all his business stuff and do all his merchandise. So, oh yeah, and just thanks to, besides all that stuff, obviously my trainers and everybody in FTW Wrestling, Knockout Entertainment, and CWF Wrestling, Tampa Bay Pro, Dax, bunch of them guys, so that's all I really got.
Who do you keep talking to over there?
Who, me?
Yeah, you keep looking up the side and going, huh?
Oh,
Is that your imaginary friend?
Hold on.
Imaginary friend.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, flying cock.
Oh,
Hold on, real quick.
I see an arm and a cock. I don't know what's going on, but I think we've lost control here. That's right. Choke that chicken! Choke that chicken!
Choking my chicken!
All right, guys.
Hey,
you
when
got
you
all
see
your
Sin
Well, I'm
Brody,
glad I made this interesting for y'all.
hey, when you see Sin Brody, tell him the executioner said I.
I will. Yeah, you should come down. You're not in Florida.
No, I'm in
He's in
California.
Sacramento.
I used to go to L.A. I used to go to L.A. when he did shows for Freak Show Wrestling down in L.A.
Oh, okay. I lived in LA when I was a youngin' for a few months down off Lincoln Boulevard, down there by Venice.
Okay.
I lived in Santa Cruz. I've lived like all around that area up there, so I know where you're at.
Yep.
Sin Brody. Jesus Christ. I thought he was dead.
Nah, he's still around.
Clearly, we're talking about him. I think
Yeah.
it's by
Yeah,
you.
he's actually still, I think, actively wrestling a little bit too here and there. So
He was doing shows in Vegas for a minute.
Yeah, Chris,
yeah,
were we on a show
yeah,
with
he's
him
working
a
in Vegas.
long time
and-
ago?
yeah.
We were on a show with him a long time ago with Buffalo Jim, right?
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000.
God, are we really that old? Has WrestleShoot really survived over 20 years? All these questions will be answered on the next episode of WrestleShoot. So, in behalf of myself, my hetero life mate forever, Chris Casanova, that fucking weird guy underneath, I'm talking about you, X, you piece of shit, and for the great Satranic, we're going to call this an episode. Hope you're going to come back and see us again one of these days.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Actually, I may be seeing you sooner than you think, Rob.
Uh-oh.
I know where you live.
Whoa,
You know where
Rob.
I'm gonna live.
I
Actually,
know
I'll
where
be-
you're gonna live.
We're gonna go just a minute over time because I'm gonna share something. I mean, it's not really a big surprise. All of our listeners know about my past experiences with drug use and drug sales and the trouble that I got myself in. Well, believe it or not, people, if you're listening, that makes it very hard to move forward in life. So if you're thinking about, because it's
You're
never
breaking up.
it's always a lot, and it never stops until you're in prison. But this one put me in touch with her landlord to help me find a place to live, and it's all working out. So see what happens? The kindness of strangers.
Yeah, so don't tell people that I'm nice, but you know.
But you ain't. All right, guys.
I've heard that.
Thanks.
I've heard that.
That you're all right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you
I've
guys
heard that.
next time.